Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 6 of Point of Purchase. My name is Trisha Williams, and I'm the managing partner and client success leader here at GeekSpeak, and I'll be your host for today. If you're catching us live on Facebook or YouTube, please drop us a note in the comments field. We'd love to know where you're checking us out from, what city, what town, and you can also use that comments field for any questions you might have throughout the session today. Really excited about this one. So if you happen to be checking us out for the first time, I'll give you a bit of a background on what this is all about. So Point of Purchase is a live web series presented by GeekSpeak. And in each episode, we'll dive into topics surrounding the retail and e-commerce ecosystems. Everything from industry news to technology, best practices, business strategies, and so much more. We'll tap into our own experiences as an e-commerce services provider, but we'll also bring in lots of experience and knowledge from experts in the field. So today, we'll be taking a look at how niche marketplaces are reshaping the online shopping experience. And joining for me for the discussion today are two amazing ladies. Really happy to have them join us. And they've both had a hand in launching specialty marketplaces. First off, we've got Rachel Koharchuk. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Rachel is the head of Thoughtful, which is a division of Indigo, and she leads her team as the marketplace expands its digital gifting, experiences, and subscriptions. Rachel joined Indigo after many years of experience in retail, technology, and consumer experience in some of Canada's largest and most innovative companies, but has definitely found a home with the team at Thoughtful. Awesome. So happy to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Next up, we've got Karey Ann Large. Hey, Karey.
Hey, Trisha. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
So Karey is the executive director of the Downtown Whitby Business Improvement Area, or BIA, but her career started off as a business owner herself. So in 2011, Karey opened up her very own cake decorating shop in historic downtown Whitby, which is where I am today. Karey saw a lot of sweet successes, including the 2015 Parents' Choice Award for Best Cakes in Durham Region. She was also the Whitby Chamber of Commerce New Business of the Year Award winner and first runner-up on Food Network's Cake Wars. Maybe some of you guys would have seen that episode a few years ago.
Yeah.
But in 2017, Karey made the difficult decision to close up Cake Creations and step into her current role as executive director at the BIA. So happy to have you, Karey. Welcome.
Thank you, Trisha. Happy to be here.
All right. So obviously, I just read your canned bios, but I'd really like it if our viewers could get to know you a little bit more. So Rachel, why don't we start with you? Can you share a bit more about your background?
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to chat about marketplaces and just kind of like dive into the conversation, dive into the topic a little bit further. I've been with Indigo for almost 6 years, moving through different areas of the business, all really focusing on e-commerce, strategy, customer experience, and of course, gifting. Right now, my current role is I'm the head of Thoughtful and also one of the founding members of the division, which is part of Indigo. And Thoughtful is a digital gifting marketplace that sells experiences, subscriptions, and really unique gifts. So digital gifting, it's kind of a new word.
Mm-hmm.
So what it means is that not all of the products that we carry are consumed digitally. So like a virtual cooking class, virtual yoga. We have physical products. We have wine subscriptions, coffee subscriptions. We have more than just subscriptions. Those are just the two at the top of my mind. But everything delivers instantly. So you're able to pick a really unique gift for your gift recipient, and it will arrive in their inbox in a beautiful voucher with the note that you've made for them, and they can redeem it at any time that they want. And so during COVID, that has obviously proved to be a little bit easier in gifting because you have that reliability, knowing it's going to get to the recipient instantly, but they can also redeem it whenever and wherever they want in case they're not at home. So all of our gifts deliver digitally instantly, but it's definitely part of the journey in making gifting joyful and easy.
That's amazing and so timely, so important given our current situation in the world. And also, it's great if you're a last minute shopper as well. right?
Absolutely. You literally can deliver the last second, the very last second. It's like you're walking in the door. I mean, I guess we're not walking in anyone's door during COVID. So, I mean, like theoretically, you're walking in the door, you're getting on your family Zoom chat to celebrate the holidays, and it can be like sent. And it
Absolutely. Everybody needs to note that instant
Yes.
delivery. And honestly, there are some really, really unique gift ideas there, items and experiences that you won't find anywhere else.
No, absolutely. And I know we're gonna, touch on it later, but really making virtual or instant so much more accessible, and being able to spend time with people you love, doing things that you love to do, but all in a safe way. So it's really been awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So Karey, same question for you. Tell us about yourself.
So I did not grow up thinking that I would be an executive director of a business improvement area, but no, it wasn't something that was on my radar. On my radar when I went to school was law, and I actually graduated from Durham College as a law clerk, and sort of went along that path for a little bit and decided that corporate life wasn't really for me. And that's when I sort of forayed into entrepreneurship. Started my bakery in the basement of my house and eventually took over the entire basement. So much so that I kicked all of my family to the other floors so that I could, expand my business and do more and more and more. And then it actually took over too much that we had to actually find a retail space. So as you mentioned, Tricia, I started my first bakery in historic downtown Whitby in Pearson Lanes, and it just really grew and grew and grew from there. After like 13 years, I started when my son was born, and the 5 a.m.s get to you. It really takes a toll. So when this position came up, I thought, let's apply and see what happens. I mean, I can understand businesses from being an entrepreneur. So that was pretty exciting that I could see sort of both sides now.
For sure.
Live both sides from being an entrepreneur and then helping businesses as well. So that was really fun for me. So this role gets me to do so many fun things. Honestly, we get to do everything from events in downtown Whitby. We get to do everything in downtown Whitby. We get to do initiatives. Our main goal is to drive people to downtown Whitby and see what everything there is here to offer on our main streets. And there's so much that you can do in Whitby. I would challenge anybody to do all of their Christmas shopping on Brock Street and Dundas Street, because I know you can get it done for sure.
Yeah, shop local for sure.
It's a really fun role, and I've learned so much. A lot of advocacy work and government work, and it's just really fun. Like, I love coming to work every day. So it's great. Yeah. So that's really a little bit about me.
Good stuff. Thank you both for that. I feel like I know you both so much better already. I should ask though, Karey, are you addicted to Food Network as much as I am? Because there's a lot of baking shows going on right now.
Yeah. After doing Cake Wars, it's now interesting to watch all of those shows because you know what goes into the back end of it now and how hard it is to produce what everybody produces on those shows. So you get a new appreciation for it after you've, been doing it. Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into a full-on tangent on baking, we should probably get back to marketplaces, which is what we're here to discuss. So before we dig into that discussion though, I thought it would make sense to provide a bit of a definition of what a marketplace is, right? So a marketplace is an e-commerce site that allows multiple vendors or merchants to independently list their products for sale, sort of like a shopping mall, right? If we're likening it to a brick and mortar situation. This differs from a retailer that purchases product from vendors in order to resell to individual customers. Or the retailer might actually even develop their own private label brands to sell directly to shoppers as well. And since we've got Rachel here, we'll use Thoughtful and Indigo as examples. So Indigo is a retailer that sells products directly to consumers, and Thoughtful is a marketplace where third-party merchants can have their products or experiences listed for sale. Rachel, did I get that right?
Yes, perfect.
All right, super. And further to that, Thoughtful is a niche marketplace or a focused marketplace that is focused on gifting, right? So thought I would put that out there just so everybody can follow along with the conversation here. Now, Rachel, you played a really important role in the launch of Thoughtful. And Karey, you're still actively trying to get Shop Durham Region Marketplace off the ground. And I believe the timeline is by the end of November, if I've got that right.
You've got that right. Yeah.
Can each of you share what the driving force or forces were behind the launch of each of the marketplaces? So Rachel, let's start with you. What gap in the market was Thoughtful aiming to fill?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. And I think that that's exactly how the concept of Thoughtful came to be, is we were trying to solve a problem. So the initial driving force behind Thoughtful was to solve the many pain points in the gifting journey, from selecting the right gift to making sure it leans on the connection between the gift giver and the gift recipient, making sure someone will enjoy it, and also making sure that it gets there in time, or just
right
there, because sometimes you never know. Solving these pain points really was the heart of our customer journey, and we wanted to connect customers with the best and the most unique gifts. So making local accessible from anywhere. To us, making local accessible means connecting Canadians with local independent merchants, carrying unique gifts, experiences, and products that you can't find anywhere else. So making it accessible is really important.
Awesome. And shopping local is just so important right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Thanks, Rachel. And Karey, same question over to you. Can you speak to those driving forces for Shop Durham?
Yeah, absolutely. The driving force is really to support businesses. We know COVID hit businesses really hard, and especially small businesses. So we were going to start this marketplace to support our local downtown merchants. And because that's what we want to do, is we want traffic to come to our merchants. We want people to get their eyes on all of these merchants downtown. And if at the end of all of this, we don't have businesses down here, then what do we have? So what started as a marketplace to support downtown Whitby grew really fast. And with the support of the Durham region, we're about to launch it for the entire region. So not only are we supporting downtown Whitby, we're supporting small businesses across the region. And it's so important, like you said, Tricia, right now, to support local and help those people through a really, really awful time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so needed, because it's quite challenging for individual small business owners to try to, create their own online presence. So the fact that the Whitby BIA, along with the Durham region, is investing in this is huge, and I'm sure really appreciated in the community.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So obviously, starting a marketplace is a huge undertaking, right? There's so much to be considered, so much to do. Everything from selecting the right platform, the branding, the marketing, and building the merchant community, plus a number of other things. I'm sure the list is probably endless. But Rachel, can you speak about the experience that you've had throughout the launch of Thoughtful?
Yeah, absolutely. The launch of Thoughtful was fast and furious. Not only were we creating a marketplace that required building a merchant community, but we were also creating a net new technical connection at the same time. So building a merchant community for a platform that had no history was hard, but our team sold our vision and really brought it to life within the community. Obviously, working with amazing people made it a reality, and we have a litmus test on Team Thoughtful for people that we work with, and that's, would you want to have a glass of wine with them? So, making sure that through the good and the bad, that you want to be standing by these people no matter what. And as a result, we have an amazing team, and some of our vendors have even come back and said that bringing the project to life didn't feel like completing a project for work. They felt that they were doing it with friends, and that meant the world to us. Driving a mission together with a shared passion and that respect for one another made everything possible. And a merchant community that believed in our vision and what we wanted to bring to life and provide to them was also really pivotal to launching.
That's amazing. I love that. Would you like to have a glass of wine with your team members, right? I think that's an update from, would you want to be in the trenches with that person? I think it's an idea. A lot more fun.
Yeah, mine's more fun.
Thanks for that. So Karey, you're still in the throes of it all.
Yeah.
You're still working on launch.
Yeah.
So talk to us about what that experience is shaping up to be.
It's a bigger undertaking than you initially think, for sure. And the thing I think I learned really quickly is you can't go at this alone. You have to surround yourself with the experts in the field. You are not the expert in everything. So you need to collaborate. And I always looked at that sort of idea, even when I was in baking. Collaboration is everything. There is no competition, there's collaboration. And you surround yourself with the great people and the right people, and you will absolutely succeed. So I feel that we've done that, from our internal team here. We're small and mighty. We're only 2 people here. It's just me and Maddie that run this organization. So we knew that we really quickly needed to find those amazing partners that could teach us and help us and guide us to launch this and to give us those insights that we didn't know. And I think we're about to launch with a pretty amazing, can I say kick-ass team? Because it's a kick-ass team. I think it's going to be wonderful. And they teach us something every day. We learn and learn and learn. And I think at the end of all of this, when this is launched, there's still going to be so much more to even learn beyond. So it's been a really exciting project for us to try to get off the ground. One more week.
It's definitely going to be an ongoing learning process for sure. And, Shop Durham Marketplace is just one piece of your portfolio, right?
It is. Yeah, we're managing, the other, reason that we wanted to bring Shop Durham Region is we found a lot of the programs that were out there for businesses were at the provincial sort of level. So there was Digital Main Street, amazing program. And there's all kinds of other provincial programs and grants that businesses could navigate, but we wanted to make this easy for them. And we wanted something that was really specific to our region. So Shop Durham Region will definitely sort of check that box. And it's free for all businesses to join. So it's out there, and it's just going to be an amazing tool for businesses, I feel.
Can't get any better than free, that's for sure.
Better than free, that's right.
Okay, so moving on. We're in the month of November, right? So it's actually been 8 months since the world has been contending with the realities of COVID-19, right? A lot's changed. Some things have gone back to normal, and then it's changed again, right? So business owners and operators have had to adjust and pivot many times over. And just this week, in fact, on Monday, Toronto moved back into lockdown mode, and Durham Region is now in the red zone. So what kind of impact do you think this will have on each of your marketplaces, especially leading up to the holidays? Rachel, why don't we start with you?
Sure, thanks. I'm still completely heartbroken by the disproportionate effect on small businesses, especially during this time of year. A lot of businesses have been forced into a position of fighting for survival, and their already strained resources are going to be stressed once more. So I think that our business, we're going to see a twofold effect: an increase in merchants requesting to be on our platform. And because we deliver instantly digitally, we know we're a great option for literally, like I had mentioned earlier, up to the last second gifting, and knowing that some of those physical delivery strains might not be applied before holiday in case the person doesn't want to consume their gift or redeem their gift until after the holidays. I think we're also going to see customers coming to us to get access to local merchants' assortments that they might otherwise not have had access to, because we make local accessible at a time where supporting local is really crucial. So I think we're going to see both an influx from the merchant requests and customer purchases.
Awesome. That instant delivery is huge. I mean, you don't have to contend with that fulfillment piece, right?
Yeah.
And it's also incredibly eco-friendly.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Super important.
Yeah. Same question for you, Karey.
I really hope that it's going to really change the way that the businesses actually do business. I think that they've got a really good opportunity to now shift into this digital space. We know the virus has shifted how we do business now, and so too do they have to shift. And if I can, our whole mandate at the BIA is feet on the street and dollars in the doors. Putting feet on the street right now isn't necessarily safe right now. So how do I do that? How do I fulfill our mandate and still keep businesses relevant and still keep them top of mind? So hopefully this marketplace will do just that. And when it's safe to do so, maybe they'll say, hey, I got some really good things on that marketplace. I'm going to actually go to those stores now. So I see this lasting, way beyond a pandemic. And it's good for businesses. It's good for businesses. So if I can just help one business, then I've done my job.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to be a beautiful thing because we have so many amazing downtown districts all over Durham region. And it's incredible to see the little specialty shops that are there, and bringing them online is just going to provide shoppers with so much more access, right?
Yeah. I might not be able to get to Bowmanville to do shopping, but now I can actually experience that from my home and then thoughtfully go to a store down there and then explore. So I think it's going to definitely be catapulting businesses for sure.
Absolutely. So at GeekSpeak, we work with a lot of brands and sellers who are at various stages of their e-commerce journey, right? But typically they already have an online presence. And both of you called out that you're working with a number of small business owners that perhaps aren't as tech savvy, right? Don't really know too much about online selling. What are some of those challenges that you face when interacting with these types of business owners? Rachel, kick us off, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely not. I simply put, in one word, bandwidth. The more thorough explanation is that when we first started Thoughtful, we were learning about marketplace operations ourselves. Like we're still learning. We learn every day. It's one of those like constantly evolving journeys. And I myself had built dropship programs before, but marketplace is different. One of the points we had actually decided early on was having a self-serve model. So all the information is self-serve. You load all of your own information into the platform. But we quickly learned that having a self-serve model was difficult for small businesses, for making the time commitment. And it actually caused onboarding to be a lot longer than we had anticipated. So a learning from that is we actually quickly pivoted to making it a full service model. So it allowed us to onboard merchants, really kind of take that hand-holding approach and really get them on as quickly as possible so that they could see those results. And it also allowed us to maintain our strict branding guidelines and image that we had built out. And so all of this was, in an attempt to not lose merchant engagement in the onboarding process. And it also decreased the merchant signing to go live to first sale timeline, which is a really important metric in marketing. Mm-hmm. And it kind of feeds into that engagement. And the faster you have someone onboarded and the faster that you have someone a merchant get their first sale, it really keeps them engaged in your platform and making them feel like it's a worthwhile investment of their time to sell with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. The self-serve option definitely sounds like a good idea, especially when you're trying to control costs, right? But, we're asking small business owners to learn a lot on the fly while they're operating their own business. And they obviously have a number of competing priorities. So I can see how that definitely led you to this path of doing it full serve for sure.
Yeah, we had so many guides. We had so many guides on this is how you build your product description. This is how you build your statement on why this makes a great gift. And so obviously some of those components are still best spoken to by the merchant because they know their product the best. And so helping support them bring that to life just made sure that it was a more seamless experience.
Absolutely. Great. Thanks. So Karey, I'm going to ask you the same question. What are some of the challenges that you're facing, in working with a lot of these small business owners?
It's the wide variety of skill sets. We've got some younger business owners who are so tech savvy that they can navigate the back end of a marketplace like that. We've got older owners who don't even know that there is sort of that capability to sell online.
Right.
So when I was sort of pitching this idea about a marketplace, I sort of looked back at events that we run and what makes those successful. And for us, it's sort of giving that sort of concierge type experience to people instead of just shooting them a bunch of things and telling them to go at it. From a business owner standpoint, time is money. You're investing in your business. You have to. There's skills that you have to learn, absolutely. But if I can help you down that road so that it's a good experience for you instead of a negative experience, then I think that will contribute to success. Helping them is paramount. Some just don't understand it, and if I can just help them just that little bit, then they'll have a good experience on a marketplace for sure.
So there's definitely a little bit of hand-holding required.
There is, absolutely. And when I went through it all, I tried to think of myself, like, what would I benefit from? Like, if I said, we're doing a marketplace, send me your products, I wouldn't know where to start as a business owner. It's not my expertise. So I'm calling upon that team again to help you develop those steps that will make it easier for them. While you want the onus to eventually be on them, if you can get them to that point, then it's certainly helpful.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, talk to us about giftable experiences. I know that they're a big part of the Thoughtful offering. How do you see giftable experiences changing or evolving as restrictions around experiences remain in place? So obviously we can't do a lot. So, how are people going to be addressing that issue with these giftable experiences?
Absolutely. So giftable experiences before COVID-19 had hit were all in person. I think that maybe we had a couple that were variants, like our yoga classes, you could do them in person or you could do them virtually, kind of unlocking that geolocation of where you can use it. So the willingness to offer the willingness to offer virtual experiences definitely came after the first sort of lockdown. But not only that, the willingness to want to consume experiences virtually was also seen by the consumers, because if you have supply but don't have demand, well, then you have nothing. So we had supply and demand, which was great. And recently we actually launched kids, baby, toddler, and parenting experiences in addition to our adult experiences. So we now have an assortment of virtual experiences geared towards kids, toddlers, babies, and the parenting community, which is really amazing, sort of making a lot of these experiences accessible.
That sounds amazing. That sounds like a great gift that parents would really appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, something I've definitely seen a few times throughout COVID is some of my friends have become first-time parents, and the overwhelming just nature of being a first-time parent compounded with COVID, you don't have access to the same, family help or resources. And so we have some really amazing partnerships in kids and babies specifically. So it's like lactation consultants virtually, and feeding consultants for your kids, or how to manage your child's stress during COVID and managing school. Yeah. So providing all of these resources. So yes, some of this is some of our gifts, like our pizza delivery kit, and you make it at home with a bottle of wine. That's more for fun. I would call that self-care. But there's so much that we offer that's gifting that you can give to yourself for self-care, or you can give to someone else that's self-care. And I think that the notion of self-care has become really prevalent during COVID, making sure we're taking care.
I think you're developing your own wine theme here, Rachel.
Oh, I need to start hanging out with Rachel more, I think.
I like wine.
Yeah, and you know what? Quite honestly, people are just bored at home, right? So Yeah,
Wine.
wine's an option for sure, always. But just, gifting an experience, something to do that's out of the ordinary, that's not Netflix, that's not, I don't know, something like that, right? So
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
And being able to do some of these experiences virtually with some of your family members who you can't be with, but still being able to have something awesome to do together so that you can still experience the holidays in a kind of a new way for this year. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Awesome. So we know that more people than ever are shopping online, even from some of the demographics that perhaps were reluctant, the 60 plus age group, who traditionally might be a little bit wary about, shopping online. But what role can marketplaces play in making online shopping experiences more comfortable for shoppers who may not be as trusting of e-commerce platforms? Did you want to take a stab at that one, Karey, to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. I think from my personal experience, I was never a Amazon shopper. I was never an online shopper. I was one of those people that had to go in and touch and feel and look and actually physically see the product I was buying. So I think now that I've had the experience of building something in the back end and understanding what goes into it, it's not scary. It really is not as scary as you think. And technology has come such a long way since I think the first online purchase was however many years ago it was. You're never too young to try something new. I could teach you guys all you want to learn about baking, but give me a marketplace and I wouldn't have gotten the foggiest idea where to start. But you're never too young to learn. I mean, here I am, 45 years old and learning how to build out a multi-vendor marketplace. So just try, just dive in and try. It's easier than you think, for sure.
Absolutely. Never too young or never too old?
Never too young, never too old, both.
Both, yeah.
Wine.
Wine, that's the answer to everything.
A wine marketplace. Yeah.
Rachel, what are your thoughts on it?
I think a big factor in online shopping trust is credibility. So being part of Indigo definitely offers us a level of credibility that Canadian consumers have attributed to Indigo. Customers know that we, Indigo, have an amazing customer experience, and that transcends from Indigo to thoughtful. There's definitely added trust by seeing your favorite local businesses or restaurants all in one place and knowing that if they trust thoughtful, that you can too. We offer an amazing customer experience, ensuring that instant delivery and taking away that pain point. And, at Indigo, when we have a customer contact to find out where their order is, we have our own disposition acronym, WISMO, where is my order? So it's taking that stress of where is my order and providing quick customer service responses and being able to support your customer instantly. So in addition to credibility, having a seamless experience helps make it easier to shop online and convert the skeptical, the person who hasn't fully quite trusted online shopping yet.
Absolutely. That customer experience is huge. And that's what's going to get you the next customer, right? Through word of mouth or what have you. But also Indigo is a fantastic brand in Canada, one that's known and trusted for sure and associated with quality.
Yeah.
So Karey, I'm going to switch things up a little bit and go over to you.
Okay.
Obviously, the launch of a marketplace is not your only priority in your role as executive director of the BIA. And it obviously requires a lot of time and effort, right? Going forward, where do you see the marketplace going? Is this just for a temporary period of time, or what do you see in the future for the Shop Durham marketplace?
I think it's going to survive COVID. We definitely want to see this move beyond COVID. COVID was certainly sort of the launching point for it, but I think the longevity of this marketplace is here to stay. I think I said it earlier, the virus is going to shift the way that we all do business. And, it's not in sort of the BIA's mandate we're not in the business of making marketplaces, but like our businesses had to pivot, we did too. I had to come up really quickly with a way to how to support these guys, because like I said, we don't have businesses here. I don't have an area to promote. So how can I promote them in the short term, but how can I set them up for success in the long term? So I see this going long past COVID, and just getting bigger and bigger and better.
Amazing. And truthfully, the way that we shop is going to change, going forward and continue to evolve.
Absolutely.
What did they say? It takes 21 days to develop a habit. Yeah. Well, we're well past 210 days since COVID. So I think we've all had a chance to develop some shopping habits that'll likely last for quite some time.
I start getting boxes at my house every day now. My husband's like, "What are you shopping for now?" So, my habits are changing from, like I said before, I used to love to just go, and you can't now. So it's definitely changing.
We adapt, that's for sure.
We definitely do.
So I'm just going to take a quick timeout and remind everybody that they can enter questions if they have them in our comments field. And we'll try to pick those up near the end of the session. All right, so I'm going to swing back over to Rachel and ask a question about personalization. I know this is a big part of taking the customer experience to the next level online. How has Thoughtful explored personalization?
So this is definitely something that we're working on. We just hit our 1-year anniversary, and personalization is something that we want to and need to dive into further. There are so many amazing gifts that are unique, and gifting is such a personal thing. It's leaning in on a personal connection between the gift giver and the gift recipient. So incorporating personalization would be an amazing component to that. So it's definitely on the roadmap, but we're not quite there yet. We're growing, we're learning every day.
It's always changing. That's the thing about e-commerce, quite frankly. And you really have to stay on top of what's going on in the industry, trends, and so on, because it never stays the same. That's for sure. All right. I think I'm going to stay with Rachel for a minute here, and I'm going to throw some stats out there. So according to RBC's COVID consumer spending tracker, right, overall consumer spending is actually a bit higher right now than it was this time last year, almost 2% higher. Back in April, though, closer to the start of lockdown measures in Canada, consumer spending dropped by 37.5%. So those are wild fluctuations, right? And it results in consumer behavior changing a lot as well. How does it affect strategy for customer experience and engagement from your perspective?
That's a really good question. And I think it's something that continues to change from 8 months ago to now, because 8 months ago, we were very much navigating a place of, so how long is this until this is over? And we were in a continual state. And not just that, we were being inundated every single hour, every single minute with breaking news. And so anxiety was high, and there was just so much that was uncertain. And now in the last couple of weeks, hearing that 3 vaccinations have made their way up, it instills hope, and it kind of, there is no end date. So it changes the consumer mindset. So it definitely changes, what we're putting forward. So, the best way that we can respond is just to support our customer and ensure that our customer experience is as strong as possible. We are seen as a reliable shop and marketplace, and we have to continually meet the needs of the gift giver and the gift recipient and our merchant, which is our experience flywheel. We have 3 customers in our, customer journey: the merchant, the customer, and the recipient. And so making sure that all of their needs are met during COVID, and really always, is what's important. And so, adding virtual experiences kind of really help that. And so as we continue to add more and more, it really kind of just speaks to offering the best customer service that we possibly can.
Right, for sure. So I guess you're saying adaptability and flexibility are really important.
Yeah, that's more succinctly said. I'm not known for being succinct, so thank you.
No worries. Your answer was far more detailed than mine, for sure. So Karey, over to you now. What role do you see niche marketplaces playing as customers get further into the holiday season? And they may not be able to visit or celebrate to the extent that they're used to.
Yeah, I think they're gonna play a huge role. Especially this year. Obviously, as we know, we can't visit people and whatnot. But to Rachel's point, we have the recipients as well, right? So, when we first thought of this marketplace, the intent was to, drive business to the downtown stores. We've now added a shipping option, so that, you could go on there and send something to somebody, so that they could enjoy something local, something handmade, something, that's from their downtown or from their region.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think they're going to play a big role for a little while, and hopefully long past this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just great to have another option.
Yes.
I mean, everybody knows Amazon, it's a huge marketplace, but these niche marketplaces give you another look. It gives you a different opportunity to shop local and experience something truly unique.
Yeah. Shop local. I mean, there was always an emphasis on shop local. I think we always knew that shop local was super important. But I think it's just heightened now with COVID and supporting, I don't like to call them mom and pop shops, but our local retailers.
Absolutely. So Rachel, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. I'm going to ask you to highlight a vendor that you can think of that you think does things the right way as far as customer experience and engagement. I'm sure there are a lot to choose from, but if you can think of one.
We have so many. We have custom axe making workshops. We've got gelato tours. We've got like pizza kits that deliver. We have an olive oil tree adoption kit where you get the olive oil. But
wow,
yeah, no, that one's amazing, and the olive oil is like really good. But I think I'm gonna have to stick with my tried, tested, and true, which is wine. Mm-hmm. And so I think my favorite merchant who sells wine would have to be Megalomaniac. Megalomaniac is a vineyard in the Niagara region that has been with us for a while, and they have an amazing customer experience. Easy redemption, reliable delivery, unbelievable product that most importantly, it just tastes unbelievable. But most importantly, they're willing to take customer feedback and make changes to their business structure. So when we started with Megalomaniac, I believe we only started with gift boxes. And when they saw that there was a demand for wine subscriptions, they pivoted and started an assortment of wine subscriptions in addition to their gift boxes. They have a wide range of wine subscriptions, and I know that they've become a staple in my gifting. And so on the theme of wine, I'm going with Megalomaniac.
That sounds amazing. I think I might need a wine subscription. Carey, you in on that?
I'm totally in. Our offices aren't far apart, Tricia, so get it delivered to one of our offices and we'll split it for sure.
Done. Let's do it. Oh boy. All right. So we're actually getting close to the end here, ladies, believe it or not. So before we wrap things up though, or start to wrap things up, I did want to ask you a bit of a fun question. Can you share what your last online shopping experience was like? Why don't we get Carey to start?
It was fantastic because my last online purchase was books from Indigo.
Oh, really?
What book?
That was not planted, by the way.
I can't tell you because it's a Christmas gift for my kid.
Oh, that's fine.
I can't tell you.
I love to know what people are reading.
Yes. So that was literally my last purchase was, and it was like a seamless experience. It was wonderful.
Wow. We didn't even plan that.
I know you didn't even plan that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Rachel, how about you?
Oh, my last two purchases literally happened at the same time. So I bought my niece and nephews a learning box subscription from Thoughtful. Thank goodness they don't listen to this because I just spoiled their Hanukkah gift. And so Didn't think about that one. And so the Learning Boss subscription is actually tailored to their grade and age. And so it's delivered with all of the components. So it was super easy and seamless. And I know that they're going to love it. And so I bought that off of Thoughtful. And also at the same time, I bought myself, because self-care, from Indigo, I bought Barack Obama's new book, A Promised Land. And so I selected in-store pickup, and it was ready in less than 2 hours. And I was able to walk from my house and grab it safely and seamlessly. So it was really easy.
Amazing. Selfless plug there too, but it's all good.
But I mean, like, I'm shopping my own stuff because I believe in it.
You have to, for sure. All right. So it looks like we have a question from viewers here. I'm just going to read it here. Hopefully I can read the small font. So from Facebook, what advice would you give a seller who is looking into something like a niche marketplace as a new sales avenue? Karey, you want to take a stab at that one?
Do it. Absolutely 100% do it. It's the way that we're going. If you want to get on board a niche marketplace, just do it. I know in addition to the marketing efforts that you're putting into your own business, the marketplace itself will be putting in marketing efforts as well. So take that opportunity to almost double your exposure to new customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, a lot of times people get paralyzed by all the thinking and the research and all that stuff. Sometimes you just gotta try,
do it,
right?
Yeah,
do
try.
it. So good stuff. Rachel, what do you think?
I think when you're applying for a niche marketplace, first of all, you know, following what Karey Ann said, just do it. But also at the same time, look at their mission, see if it connects with what you do. And so for Thoughtful in particular, if everything that you have is just, you know, purchase and deliver, so just the sale of physical goods, and it might not be the right fit, but that at the same time, you know, you never know. And so it makes sense to always connect with the curation team or the merchant selectors for any marketplace and see if it's a good fit. So I'd say give it a go and assess the opportunity.
Amazing. Thank you both so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and I'm sure our viewers did as well. So thank you to our viewers for watching the live session. And if you happen to be catching this recording, obviously it's available on Facebook as well as YouTube. And please be on the lookout for our next episode. We usually start advertising a few weeks before. I think we've got one coming up next month in December. So Rachel and Karey, where can our viewers find Thoughtful and shop Durham Region, and how can they connect with you?
Go for it, Rachel.
Rachel, do you want to go first?
Okay, yes, of course. Sorry. So www.thoughtful.co, and that's Thoughtful with 2 L's. And if you are interested in applying to be a merchant, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page and check out our merchant resources, there is an application link in there. And if you want to connect with me personally, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to chat.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
No, thank you. Thank you so much.
For me, it's www.shopdurhamregion.ca is the marketplace website, and it's currently set up to take onboard new sellers right now. So you can go on and do that right away. And if you're looking to get a hold of me personally, it is info@whitbbia.org or Karey@whitbbia.org. And that's where you can find me.
Amazing. Thank you both once again. It's been great catching up with you and learning so much about what you're doing with the niche marketplaces that you're running or about to launch in your case, Karey. Again, my name is Tricia Williams. I'm from GeekSpeak Commerce. If you're interested in learning more about what we do here at GeekSpeak, feel free to check us out at geekspeakcommerce.com. Look forward to seeing you all again sometime soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.